back, everyone. If you're new here, my name's Alexander. So, behind me I have my freebies. So we have this, we have what's in this bag, we have this pile of something, and we have that, and there's stuff underneath the pallet. So if you want to find out what it is, stay tuned. And this is basically the first vlog. It's a two-part vlog, and this vlog will be about the gathering of the freebies, and the next one will be the lasagna gardening and the sheep door. Lasagna gardening and sheep mulching are pretty much the same thing. So honestly, I've had great experience with it. I've sheep mulched an acre and a half. It was a tough job, but we got it done. And so I'll kind of talk you through it, and guide by guide, step by step, layer by layer, and how to get the best out of your freebies, and what's best to put first and what best to put last, depending where you are actually. But at the same time, I'm going to show you what I use here. So stick around and let's learn something. So first ingredient is cardboard, and I'm sure there's many people can appreciate it. I'm a big cardboard lover. I love cardboard. It's just a free resource. It's perfect, and yeah, it's a carbon at the end of the day. And the reason being why I use cardboard, I don't use any other newspapers and stuff like that. I only use cardboard because this is kind of thick. It's dense. It creates like a nice blanket. And I found if you use newspaper, sometimes it can rip and it can tear and it can leave holes. So when you do kind of put the kind of your mediums on top, it can kind of, plants will grow through, because plants are very persistent. If there's a little bit of light, you give them a little inch of light, they'll take a flipping mile. If in doubt, if your cardboard's too thin, just double up. So that's the first resource. And worms absolutely love cardboard. They can't get enough of it, and what they'll do, this will be the first things they hit when you start your sheep mulching process or lasagna gardening, and they'll go straight for this, nibble this up, and then start working your way around all the rest of the stuff. But very good weed blanket and very good kind of food for the worms. And again, it's a carbon, but this is one of my main ingredients for sheep mulching. I will see. So we have horse manure, which is the next ingredient. And horse manure, wherever you live in the world, you're bound to be near someone or near stables where you can get this free resource here. Honestly, it's perfect. It's the ideal stuff. Horse manure consists of NPK, which is nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus. And the thing is, it does have its dark side. So if you want to know more about that, click the top right of the screen, and I've got a link that kind of a vlog that explains and talks about all the ins and do's and don'ts when it comes to horse manure. But the one thing I don't mention is that horse manure can be full of weed seed, and that can be a pain in the bum because they've not got the best digestive tract. So on the next vlog I'll talk about how to amend that, but so stick with me. So all this stuff here is organic, like the best you're going to get. The only thing that must be in this poo is dewormer, but I spoke to the lady inside, and she said that horses were dewormed in June, and dewormer lasts in manure for about 2 weeks, so we're good to go. Look at that, folks. That is cooking. So I'm trying to kind of break into the epicenter of the pile, because what they do, they kind of come from down here and wheelbarrow and chuck it on the top. So the fresh stuff would be kind of peeling over the side here. But if I kind of start digging, I don't mind some of the fresh stuff, to be honest with you. But I'm now pretty much in the epicenter. So I'm going to dig deep and get the good stuff, which is this stuff, which is piping hot right here. And it is a fresh day today. So my next ingredient is sheep wool. This is mad, isn't it? Mad to see such a massive pile. This is my first time I've come here to see this pile. I knew about this place, but then they said, "Oh, come and take it whenever you want." But look at it. Basically just all the offcuts. And sheep wool, and it's weird. Every time I've said sheep mulching to people, the amount of time people thought I said it's sheep mulching. But much easier just to say lasagna gardening. Anyway, this stuff here is basically, if you were to mulch it, it's like a slow release nitrogen blanket, and it's very good at suppressing weeds. Like I said, it lasts for a long time. It kind of degrades. I think it takes up to about maybe 6 months to degrade down, but at the same time it's very good at kind of deterring slugs and snails. But that's when it's dry. But when it gets wet, it's almost like you're laying out a red carpet for the slugs and snails. So bear that in mind when you go to those shops and you buy that organic stuff that stops slug and snails, because you'd have to keep reapplying it, and like, your plants need water at the end of the day, so you're going to have to kind of water them in such a weird way. See, I'm blabbing about this, but just think about it next time. Too many slugs and snails, you need some chickens and ducks, people. bagging up, I noticed this patch here. It's just prime example what sheep wool can do. So this, I don't know how long this sheep wool has been here for, but you can see it suppressed the grass. Some grass is going to come through. Like I said, there's a little bit of light, so it's taken and give it an inch, it'll take a mile. So obviously you would need more kind of mediums to put on top of that. But there you go, prime example of what sheep wool can do to grass. While I was sorting through it, look at the colours on that. It's just so soft. It's really pretty. I don't know if I'd say that. But whilst doing this, it reminded me of, what's it? Bar black sheep. I'm sure he'll be very proud of me. You see this sheep here? It proper looks like he's got like, he's got jaundice. I think there's like a type of tanning thing they do for the sheep because it shows off their muscles and stuff like that. Proper confused me. I was thinking, why does the sheep have jaundice? But anyways, it's a lovely boy, isn't he? Handsome chap. You're a pretty girl, aren't you? Hey. So next on the list is cow manure, and it's very different to horse manure. Some would say it's a bit more runny, and the reason why it's so runny is because cows have 4 stomachs. Yeah, nature's kind of bonkers. So what they do is that they chew up the grass, and it goes into their first stomach, and then they regurgitate that, and then that lump of food is called the cud, and then they chew that down, and it goes into their second stomach, and then it just kind of keeps going down, and that's why it looks a bit more wet and a little bit more kind of more processed, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense. But on the plus side of that, it may be very runny, but at the same time, with that long digestive system, it means that a lot of the weed seeds will die off inside the cow's belly. Basically, the cows, where this cow manure has come from, is from that buyer over there. And I know this cat lives there. I've met this cat the other day. Well, not the other day, a couple of weeks back. But it's just eager for food. You're a friendly cat, aren't you? Hey? Yeah, you're uber friendly. So if you're wondering what the difference is between cow manure and horse manure, horse manure has more nutritional value because it's not as, it's not as broken down as cow manure, but at the same time it can contain more weed seeds. That makes sense? Let's take this cat home. Coco wouldn't be happy if you come home. Lots of food for you though. No. Again, this is organic stuff. Might have a bit of dewormer in, but again, it's going to be gone in 2 weeks' time. And it's full of sand yet again. And look at that massive sand palm. I'm not allowed to take from there because that's for another project. But here, as you can see the sand down here, and there's just a lot of it there. It's just caked. It's just like, it looks rank, but at the same time there's definitely a noticeable different smell to this stuff than horse poo. But hey, I'm gonna dig in and get some stuff, so watch this space. Let me just start gathering it up, and then we've got one more ingredient after this one. You gotta leave, mate. This is one curious cat that give no shits whatsoever, and it's a girl. The reason why I know is you look at the cat's bum, no gap girl, gap boy. And there is no gap right there. Hey! Stop scratching him. Come out of the car, man. It's uber friendly, but sometimes it's just a bit. It reminds me of what's the man from Cable Guy. If Jim Carrey, Cable Guy, if he was a cat, it'd be that flipping cat right there. So, just about to get the last ingredient now. Can you guess what it is? Seaweed. So why is it so good? So I got my shades out. I'm just like proper look vexed whilst talking about seaweed. I love this stuff, mate. It's honestly, it's good. So why is this stuff so good? This stuff, this seaweed, or sea gold as it should be called, is jam-packed full of minerals and hormones. But the two that spring to mind are cytokinins and iodine. And iodine promotes, boosts antioxidants. It boosts the antioxidant levels inside the plant. So basically, the plants with more iodine in will be able to kind of be more drought tolerant and basically be able to deal with a lot more stresses that kind of come when it comes to growing outdoors and dealing with the strong winds up here. So, and the next one is cytokinins, which will basically just promote strong root growth. And if you've got strong roots, you've got strong plants in it. Simple. So that's a wrap, guys. all done and dusted, and I tell you, I smell beautiful, lovely, scented, from horse manure, cow manure, seaweed, sheep wool. Oh, missus is gonna jump on me when I get in. So yes, stick around, consider subscribing for the next vlog, because like I said, I explain more about lasagna gardening and sheep mulching. I've had a lot of experience, like I said at the start. It's a tough job. It's fun, but at the same time, I can see rabbits, I'm easily distracted. So yes, peace and hugs, people. And remember, it's not just my agenda, it's yours too. I'm not going to kiss my hand, but